And we're live. Well, what's up, guys? How are you
Hey.
doing?
Yeah,
Josh, production value. Let's talk about it.
let's go.
He's got
I
a
got
he's got
my
lighting.
drums in the
He's
back.
got drums in the back. He's got his headphones finally. You're looking good, Josh.
I got a microphone.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It opened my eyes because when we were all in Murfreesboro last week, I heard a snippet of the podcast and I sounded so tinny coming through my computer microphone, basically. Um, and I knew I had like a little interface that my parents, so I stole it, and now it's here. And I figured I'd set it on my desk. This is like my makeshift studio with my kit behind me.
Nice.
Yeah,
Been laying down some drums for some Nearly Dead's tracks, right?
yeah, sure have. Finished tracking last night for the
The fact and
fact and friction. Yeah,
friction. Yeah.
super cool. Very experimental on this album.
Steve just sent me it. I haven't listened to it because I was like setting up for this, but I can't wait to check it out. Like it's so cool that we can do
Yeah.
everything digitally and like at a distance, but nothing really compares to in person.
Oh no,
Like
it's cool. Yeah,
it was so fun being with you guys last week. It was like awesome. So awesome that I think we forgot to like post a ton.
yeah,
We were like so busy. Like we were busier than I thought we were going to be. You know, we were like everything that we thought was going to take half a day took the entire day. Uh, the photo shoot, the video thing that was supposed to be from 1 to 5 turned out being like 1 to like 7, 8.
It was late.
yeah. We were definitely pulling 12-hour shifts doing band stuff.
We were, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Summer is here. Shout out. Summer, I'm pretty sure his real name is Matt.
Um, Josh, can you
Correct
pull
me
your
if I'm
gain
wrong.
down just a
And
hair?
then they said that you guys need to.
That better?
All right, yeah. Matt says you guys need to get your eyeliner as sharp as mine.
Yeah, I didn't have time today. So
Oh my God, Steve
Yeah,
didn't have
sorry.
time because his cat was too busy giving birth to kittens. And if you
yes.
guys are
Papa
following
Steve.
us on TikTok, I like posted a video of them, of the babies, of the
Oh,
BBs.
it went up on TikTok.
I put it on TikTok.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. TikTok celebrities.
We need to become TikTok celebrities. Uh, I'm
We
working
do
on it.
have some videos on there. Me and Josh and Javi were very creative when we set it up. And then so we did a couple of dumb videos and now we're leaving it to TJ.
I just kind of took it over. Like I want you guys to post stuff. Like I want anyone to post anything they want because the main thing about TikTok is just making it funny. Um I think.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I'm like we're so new to this. Where's
And
the
we're all funny
babies?
looking, so
Oh,
No. Let me turn the light
what
off.
song did you put to it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, TikTok like picked one for me.
Oh, that's boring.
No, it was
It,
cute. It's
it
like I love my cat. It's like a I love my cat song. There she is and her babies. So it's on TikTok or Facebook stories, Instagram stories, all of the places. You guys have no idea how many social media platforms there are, and then you have to like learn a new one every couple of years. And it's like nobody we do get a lot of like traction on Facebook, but when we first started, Facebook was like a no-brainer, so easy. Like it was so easy to get like 1,000, 2,000 likes on a picture, and now it's like you're struggling to get like 20 likes. It's so weird. Social media is so weird.
yeah, yeah. It's
mhm.
just well, what it is it's just the algorithms and companies constantly figuring out how to make money with these free platforms. So
Yeah.
as soon as it needs to be monetized, then the whole structure of it changes, and so then the thing that you knew when it was free becomes completely different.
It's just
And
like in TikTok there are ads, but it's like you can just you don't need to watch them. Like YouTube forces people to watch the ads. I don't know. You just told me that now, like, if you don't watch the ads on YouTube, we don't make any money. So that's why we used to make a lot of money on YouTube, and now we don't.
and it's
That's
not
crazy.
just us. I was listening to one of the podcasts I enjoy, and they were doing an interview with another content creator, and now both these companies have far more subscribers than we do, and the one content creator being interviewed, he mentioned something about like what they were doing, how they do a lot of like, basically he did a road trip thing where they were live for the entire road trip, and the whole time it paid for it because they did some cool thing where it was like they had to have people keep donating, and they could only continue going forward in miles if people kept donating. If the donation stopped, then they just would stop the road trip. So that's how they gathered money. But they were talking about posting to YouTube and this and that, and he made some comment about like, yeah, YouTube is just like maybe an extra little $400 a month, and then the group that I listened to all the time that was hosting it, they were like, "Whoa, look at you, big money, 400." They're like, "It's like that's a lot for YouTube or whatever." And I mean, these are people who have over 100,000 subscribers and stuff, and
Yeah.
so it
Wow.
clearly just demonstrates that there's like no money in YouTube anymore, unless you're, I guess, live streaming and getting tips and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as ad revenue, it's kind of a joke now.
Well, I don't know. I watch like a lot of my favorite YouTuber is Nikki Tutorials, and she's a makeup artist. And I just feel like her videos, I'm like in the middle of it, that makes you watch an ad. So like I watch the ad. I think certain echelon, like if you have a million, and she has like a million subscribers. Like she has like the plaque and the whole thing. Um, she, I think, I don't know. I think maybe they're in a different class of people who like you can qualify for certain things. Like I don't know, just like we were when we first started. But it's just so crazy to think about. Like it's so crazy to think about 10 years ago posting Never Look Back and like organically like going viral, and all we had to do was kind
Mm.
of like promote it ourselves a little bit and like post it to a couple like websites and like blogs and stuff, and it was like blew up. Like I mean, and we're lucky we have like 70,000 subscribers, 80,000 subscribers on there, something like that. That
Yeah,
do we have that many? I don't know. But
yeah.
you guys who love us and who know us from YouTube, shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Natty, Mike, Soul Queef in the house. We love you guys.
Yeah.
But you'd think with so many subscribers, right, 70 something thousand, we would have more people watching us on the YouTube lives, but we like don't still. It's just weird. Oh,
Well, yeah, it's a mix of everything. It's time zones, time of
true.
day, it's notifications, it's people's schedule. They could be at work, and so there's a lot of factors when your fans are so spread out. And then a lot of people, I guess I was more active on YouTube years ago, but and I'm sure I have an account, but I don't go on YouTube and browse anymore. So
I only browse under Jordan's name. Um and all I watch is drag queen stuff and makeup, and then I recently found this awesome YouTuber that you guys need to check out. I sent it to the band, but
yeah,
it's
the group
called
chat.
Trash Theory, and I just got in totally enthralled. I think there is a certain community. There's absolutely a certain community that like is very like YouTube is my shit. There's certainly that is certainly a thing,
Well, YouTube is worldwide, so that helps. It's like all over the world, where a lot of streaming platforms are not in every region.
and it's
They're specific to
completely
a region.
free. So this is Trash Theory. I'm giving them a huge shout out. Before Dookie, how punk became pop, 1976 through 87. So he goes through. Oh my god, it was just this captivating. Um, I'm looking forward to watching this one before Korn, how new metal became new metal. So they talk about all these influences in these bands, then grunge. So I don't know. You guys need to follow this person, and if you're into like punk history or anything, any kind of music history, that music like modern music history.
Yeah.
So cool, like lots of compilations. Actually, the first video that captivated me was something about, it was like Bring Me to Life in Evanescence. And it did a whole video, the hidden battles behind Bring Me to Life. So that was the headline that caught me. This is like, see how there's like the thumbnail that's like very captivating. So I was like, hidden battles, Bring Me to Life is one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite bands. Like, what's the deal? What's going on there? And dude, it's like this huge video about like how their label like really wanted them to add a guy to their band, and they just said fuck off with that, we're not doing that. And it was interesting, totally worth a watch if you're a fan, if you're a Fairweather fan of them, if you just casually listen to them. Like, it was very interesting being in the music industry and knowing how these things actually work. It was like very eye-opening to like, okay, like that happens to everybody. And then you know, this band ended up getting very, very successful. And sometimes it's like a double-edged sword. Like, you don't necessarily always want to do what a label wants you to do. You want to stick to your guns and all that. But it's like, you can't deny that like when you did what they told you to do, it was extremely successful. That album was like 20 times platinum. And then, but that's different. The one I watched about Dookie, did you all know Dookie was like 20 times platinum?
That's crazy.
That's like,
wow.
I can imagine it.
I can see now, but
I'm gonna Google that really quick, because I want to say that doesn't sound right. Like, it's either 20 million albums, 20 million sold. That's probably what it is.
well, that would be 20 times platinum, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
20 million. I could see that.
Over 20 million copies worldwide.
Wow.
Fucking Green Day. Like, I was like, that's crazy. That's awesome.
Couple of quick shout outs. Thank you, Summer, for subscribing on Twitch. And over on YouTube, Mike B80 Punk said the Nearly Dead's alive right now. We're alive on YouTube. So
oh, that's why
Yeah.
I named the YouTube or the Twitch channel The Nearly Dead's Alive. I thought it would be funny.
right.
Cool.
And then let's see. Mike Vincent on YouTube says he watches a lot of the videos after they air.
You said YouTube.
YouTubes.
That's my uncle. That's how my uncle says it.
YouTubes. So.
Oh, he is YouTubes.
See, he probably gets YouTubes.
YouTubes.
The YouTubes. I'm sorry. We are just babbling on today, per usual.
Okay, so what's the first topic? Are we gonna?
First order of business is we're gonna talk about Jonesey and the kittens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonesey.
We usually start the streams with clearly a little bit of like rambling banter, and then we go into what's new with each of us individually, besides the fact that we all saw each other last week.
Yes, that's going to be the main topic. We didn't gather any patron questions this week. I was not on the ball, so we're going to talk about everything we did last week, all the new content we've been working on for you guys, and we're going to show you some of the prizes coming up for this month, and talk about the new My Evil Ways single, the acoustic single we just gave to the patrons today. So if you want to check that out, head over to patreon.com, where everyone at the $3 tier and above gets the download of that. So
sign up for the Patreon if you want to hear the brand new single right now before we release it.
Yes.
Acoustic.
Hey.
Because then you can join in the chat and tell us how much you love it or hate it. We appreciate honesty, so you don't have to just fluff our tires. I think I combined two phrases into one.
I don't think that's what fluff means.
Right. It's pump our tires, right?
Pump our tires.
Anyway, let's talk about your cat.
Okay, so I think we talked about it on another stream, but I had a cat that was showing up. And I say cat, but she's really kind of a kitten. The vet
Small.
says she's about a year old.
She's
But
very small.
she kept showing up on my back porch. She randomly popped up with a couple friends one week, and the other friends never showed up again. But she kept showing up on my porch, and it's like she must be hungry and lonely. So, anyways, I started feeding her and taking care of her, and she was just gonna be an outside cat, but she kind of just kept sneaking inside and working her way inside. And while the band was in town, me and Josh were hanging out watching The Boys. Such a good show.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that she wasn't wandering around, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I let the stray cat in my house. So I should probably find out what she's doing." And
Hmm.
so I walk all over the house, can't find her. And then I go in my room, and she's like on my bed in the middle of the bed, just like dead asleep, like snoring. Like I turned the lights on, kind of walked around. She didn't move. She looked like this was like the best sleep she's ever had in her life. So I was like, fine, she can be an indoors cat. I guess I'm adopting this stray. Well, what I also found out in adopting this cat is that she is pregnant. So I was like, I need to get her to the vet. If I'm going to take this cat, I need to get her to the vet pretty quick and, um, make sure she's healthy, and maybe they can tell me, how far along she is and kind of give me some pointers because I've never had kittens. I've never had an animal who had babies. So I'm just like in over my head here, but I'm like, I don't want to leave her on the street. So I take her to the vet, and so they're like, yeah, she's pretty pregnant. And the vet thought that he was like, she'll probably have three. And he does some x-rays and comes back, and he's like, she's got five in there. And showed me the x-ray with like the five heads. And I was like, okay, this is much more than I signed up for. I was like, do you know how far along? And he was like, he's like, she's pretty good to go. He's like, you she may have them like this coming weekend. And granted, this is Monday, like 2 days ago. So he's like, by the end of the weekend, she might have them. And he's like, honestly, she may have them tomorrow. So yesterday, nothing happened. Um, but today, yeah, she had the kittens. But it was kind of fortunate because normally I work Monday through Friday, but I work for myself, and it just depends on the jobs. And I had stuff booked yesterday and Tuesday, and I have stuff booked tomorrow and Friday. And I didn't have anything for today, but I was like, these jobs are going to pay me enough. I don't really need to work today, so I'm going to just take the day off. So I was just like laying in bed this morning and being lazy, just kind of playing on my phone. And she comes in the room and kind of jumps up on the bed. And she'll do that sometimes, and I'm like petting her or whatever. But I kind of noticed she was a little extra snuggly. Like she just kept coming up and like really wanting to be around me. And all of a sudden, like I noticed a little tiny sort of like she was kind of moving weird, and I noticed like a tiny little wet spot, and she kind of had this concerned face.
Oh no,
And
her water broke.
I was like, oh shit, is she having the
Oh.
babies now? And I was like, I don't want
It
her
is
doing that on my
time.
bed,
It
like
is
kind of like in
time.
my comforter and stuff. So I had already like in one of the other rooms set up, like I was told to like take a box and like put blankets or towels in there. And so I had already set up this thing because I was like, I don't know when she's gonna have kids. So I like pick her up and I bring her into that room and kind of put her down. And it was like she knew that that was like the spot because she immediately kind of walked over there and kind of like curled up in the box. And I was like, okay, she's probably going to have them today. And so I kind of sat there, and then I was like, okay, well, he said that she'll just do it on her own. Like, so I'll just leave her be. So I like closed the door, and I went out and started like getting ready for the morning, brushing my teeth and stuff. And all of a sudden, I hear all this meowing, and so I was like, because I had the water running while I'm brushing my teeth, and I would like turn the water off, and I hear all this meowing. I'm like, oh shit, did she just go have kittens? So I go into the room, and she hadn't. She was just standing at the door meowing, And when I opened the door, she kind of like led me back to the box. It was weird. It was like she wanted me there, or like needed me there. So I just kind of like sat down next to the box, and she was just kind of like laying there looking sort of stressed, and was like petting her. And then I could see she would start having her like little convulsions and trying to like push and stuff. And I'd start, getting on my phone, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should just like leave her. He said she should do her own thing, but she kept like checking to make sure I was there. So I was just like grabbing her little kitty paws or whatever while she's like trying to. I was like, I don't know. I was like, this is what guys do for their wives when they have kids or whatever. It's like hold their hand or like. So I just grabbed her little kitty paw, and she's like
Oh,
pushing and pushing,
oh.
and then finally she just kind of gives this big yelp meow, and she like I didn't know if she just like hurt herself, and she leaned over to like start licking, and I thought maybe she was just kind of like getting herself ready, but then I noticed she like popped the first one out. So
Oh, wait, I
the
think I
first
have
one
the
was
Wow.
picture
there.
you took and you sent to us.
Yeah, I thought she was cleaning herself because I didn't even the little one didn't even make any noise, and then I kind of like looked over, and there was like a little thing, and
Ah.
but then he said they each of them come every 30 to 45 minutes.
This is the picture. Wait a minute.
Kind
Sorry,
of,
sorry, sorry, sorry.
Goodness.
yeah.
Focus.
It's hard to it's hard to focus.
Focus on that YouTube channel like just fine.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you can pop it up on the Discord for people in that group or something. But yeah, the vet, said they would come every 30 to 45 minutes, and that she'd be fine on her own. So after the first one, I just kind of left and went
That's
and
the
ran some
baby.
errands. And when I got back, she two more had come, and
Ah.
then I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave her alone. I went and worked out, made my lunch, and then I went and checked on her,
Just
and
did
all
this.
five are there. So now,
Wow.
So cute.
so now she's just in that room hanging out with
Oh,
five kittens
all her
doing their
babies.
thing.
How are they doing right now?
Wow.
I mean, I guess fine. It's been 30 minutes, or it's been an hour since I've like been in there, but they were just kind of like laying there and
Oh.
eating and sleeping.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
was my week.
Yeah, so if you guys have any like how to take care of kittens advice, Steve really needs it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just feel free to share it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Or,
If anybody's ever had a cat that had kittens, because that's a lot.
Like, do you do anything, or does the mom just kind of take?
as far as I know, the vet and I know a couple other people that have like fostered kittens, and they say that yeah, the mom just pretty much knows what to do. It's just
Yeah.
instinctual. You just kind of really all I have to do is just make sure that the space they're in is comfortable, like temperature and wise and whatever, and that is quiet. And then I apparently have to feed the mom extra. Like what I would normally feed her, I got to feed her kind of like double that because she needs a lot of, you know, protein to be able to feed all the babies. And
Cool.
so, yeah,
That's
not what I
crazy.
signed up for, but it's just like, I couldn't just like leave her outside and let her do it on her own. And so now, I got a couple family members that might want some, and I'll see if anybody else wants some cats because I'd rather give them to somebody that I know than just the shelter. But the shelters are good, and they'll take care of them if
No,
they
don't
need
give
one.
them to the shelter. No. They'll get traumatized. It's so sad.
Well, there's 5 kittens, and I have about 2 to 3 people that are interested. So Javi said he might even be interested.
Mm.
Wow. I love the orange one out of all of them. And there's that one full orange one.
Yeah, my sister was like, because we really want my mom to have one because she loves cats, and you know and being all the kids out of the house, she would love having something to take care of. And my dad's kind of a curmudgeon with pets because he's just like, I don't want to take care of anything. Scoop
No.
boxes, blah blah blah. And it's like,
As
Dad, it's a cat.
soon as
You don't
he
have to
sees
do
it,
anything. Mom will
soon
scoop
as
the
he
box.
sees
Mom
it,
will
he's gonna
feed her.
fall in love.
Yeah, my sister's like, Mom needs the ginger. So
I want that one, but I can't have one. I
That's the
cannot.
one I'd want if I wasn't
I
allergic.
know. I know. I wish I could get down there and like take one, but like that's just not realistic. Ugh, so sad.
good night, White Wolf. Thanks for hanging out.
Good night, White Wolf.
Wait.
And sorry, I want to apologize for like the people that like the timing doesn't work out. It's we feel bad because we're doing our best because we want everybody to be on the streams and it to work for everybody, but it's just like having fans all over the world in different time zones. It's literally impossible. But I did a poll on our Patreon, just to ask the people who are sort of regularly on here like what works best for them, and we 6 o'clock Eastern was the one we got the most votes for. So it seems the majority of people that kind of works, and we know it doesn't work for other people. We're sorry if you can hang out later or get on earlier to hang out with us. Yeah, that's cool, and we're happy. But if you can't, remember all of these are made into podcast, or like Mike said, that they save on YouTube. You can always check them out later.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Nice. Thank you guys for joining us. Natty says to make sure the kittens are suckling properly so that they're all getting an equal amount of milk, which is very important. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And also, sense. John says shelters are trash.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, the one near us is really good, and they take good care of their animals. And I know somebody who got a dog from there, and it's the sweetest dog, and they have high turnover there. Like, I don't know, I feel like Tennessee, and kind of being in an area that's got a lot of farms and stuff, like people care about animals out here. It's not like a big city where the shelter's just kind of like full
it's just
of
sad.
Strays and stuff.
It's just sad for them.
Yeah. Well,
in their little box.
Somebody come get these kittens.
Oh yeah.
Do they have to?
In 8 weeks.
Soul Queef said the nearly dead.
I was gonna say, do they have to be a certain age before you can like
8 weeks
give
is
them
what
off?
everybody told me, that they need to like stay with their mother for that long.
Okay. Yeah, because they're like really tiny.
I would
and
keep
have
them
a good
all.
night, Soul Queef.
Oh yeah, it was his suggestion or their suggestion to do Nearly Dead's kitten giveaway. So you heard it here first.
Make a box with holes in it and like some food in there, and
must travel to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So if you win the kitten, you have to bring yourself to Murfreesboro, and then drive or fly back to wherever you're from with the cat. But we are open to fan donations for a cat.
Right.
I don't know. They need to learn how to eat and play and use the litter. Yeah, that's what I'm confused about. Like, what do they do? How do they poop for the first time? Like, when does that happen? Do they just poop like wherever?
That's what I don't know.
And then how big is their poop?
Who
like
fosters the kittens, she said that again, the mother takes care of all that. She was like, I didn't have to do anything. Like, the mother like cleaned them up, and then like the mother shows them how to use the litter box. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's like, hey, thanks for being a smart animal and doing all the work for me.
That's why cats are the best.
That's why I'm just gonna make sure mom's fed, and that's.
I mean, that's impressive. Yeah.
I used to hate cats. You guys know. Not hate, but like they just weren't like my thing. And now I'm like a cat lady. That's how cats work.
I mean, I understand, like, okay, so the whole like pets things, the cats versus dogs thing, like, I understand where more people tend to be attracted to dogs, because dogs do give you that immediate feedback. Like, and I would say the majority of dogs they love people. They're, man, like human's best friend. And, they're like loyal to a fault sometimes, but they're, as soon as you get a dog, that dog's going to do anything for you, everything for you. They always want to be around you. They need love and attention. So people just kind of like are drawn to that. Whereas like cats are very different. Some cats will pick somebody and they want to be around that person all the time. They're very affectionate, and some cats they're just independent. They just want to chill, do their own thing, and not be bothered. So that kind of turns off people. And two, if they don't want to be bothered, some cats lash out and they let you know with hissing and swatting, and so that turns people off. But I don't know, just to me though, the like kind of malice towards cats seems a little bit overdone. Like a lot of dog people are just like, and no cats. I like hate cats. Hates cats are awful. They're the worst. They suck or this or that. It's like I get if you prefer dogs, but animals are just animals. Like let the cats be and
Yeah.
just don't
And
own one. Like,
Really, I mean, if you guys learn anything from Caesar Milan, Dog Whisperer, it's like there's never a problem with the animal. There's always a problem with the owner.
right.
Like you're not
yeah.
being a pack leader, and if the cat doesn't like you, it probably has a good reason not to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Stop blaming the animals for their behavior. I do firmly believe though that like you know how we got McFly when he was a kitten. It's
Hmm.
like getting a cat as a kitten is probably the best way to get them to bond with you and to like learn how to be a cat and not jump on top of stuff or not do whatever you need. Like it's very hard to untrain a cat. Once they learn how to do something, they'll always do it. Like for male cats, I was most worried about marking. Like they'll pee on stuff. So
Right.
then your whole house will smell like pee and that's just like awful. And so that's a big thing that you have to like nip in the bud and make sure they never do that. Otherwise, they will like always do that. There's like no way to get them to stop doing it. So frustrating. And I don't know. Our cat right now is like amazing. She doesn't jump. She didn't jump on anything. McFly used to
Yeah.
jump on
Wow.
everything, even though we tried to train him not to. It was just like, well, fuck. He did it
Yeah,
anyway.
and again, it's like a person. They're individuals and they have
Yeah.
individual personalities. Like
Yeah.
McFly, like even though he was adopted as a kitten, like he didn't really like being held. Like he'd let some
Oh,
people
he would
hold
let me
him,
hold
but
him.
he would let some people, but for the most part, he would squirm and not want to be. Or my sister's cat, my sister found her when she was like a kitten on the street and has had that cat, and she gives that cat so much love, but that cat is still skittish, does not want to be touched by anybody, you know. So even though like I wouldn't blame Sarah for that, like she's super affectionate and very caring towards that cat. It's just that cat's personality is it just doesn't like people. Like it's friendly with Sarah, but that's about it. Whereas like Jonesy, likes everybody. Like almost anybody can pick her up. Like that was the most amazing thing. Like when I took her to the vet, like I'm used to like when I had dogs, they'd be shaking the whole way, and when we get in the vet, they're just shaking and nervous and just trying to hide under the chair. Or like when I used to have cats, they just meow and the animal tote the whole time. And you know Jonesy, like, she meowed a couple times when we were in the car, but when we got there, like, I sat in the room, let her out. Like, she didn't make a fuss. She didn't say a word. She just stood on the thing. Like, the doctors came up, put her on the scale, weighed her. And when they left, she just kind of, like, walked over and sat on the bench next to me, just quietly. She just loafed up on the
Mm.
bench and just sat there. She didn't, like, try to run out or anything. I was just like, how are you the most chill animal? Like nothing bothers you. You're just existing and just happy to be wherever you're at. So maybe it is the perfect animal for me because I just don't let anything bother me.
What
I'm
I
just
like about
down the flow.
what I like about cats now is that you can leave a cat by itself all day and it'll be fine. You can never do that with a dog. You have to let it out to go to the bathroom and stuff. And
Right.
like
Yeah.
you can't just like leave food out for a dog and just come back like the next day, you know? Like yeah, you got to feed your cat. Like we feed our cat wet food. We make sure we're home to feed her, but it's never like people with dogs, man, they always be leaving everything early. Party, I
Yeah.
don't care what it is. They're always like, I gotta feed my dog. Oh my god, because they know it'll fucking shit, piss, and tear up the furniture if they're not home at a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats don't do that.
Yeah. My friends and yeah, I have a lot of friends with new puppies, and yeah, that's the thing. We go out and they gotta leave early, or they gotta make a trip home in between, like dinner and going out or something. And they're cute, and I love their dogs, and I love the personalities. Like my friend's dog, like tore
And
up
forget going out of town and having
floor
somebody else
mat,
take care of it.
and he took the perfect video of the dog sitting next to the floor mat, and he's just like got the camera on him, and he's like, "What did you do, Jack?" And Jack's face is just like turned away and like side-eyed him, looking at him like so guilty, like he knows exactly where he fucked up, and he's so guilty. And I love animals' personalities. It's fun. I like little furry people.
Well, congratulations, Steve. We are very proud of you. We're very happy.
You get to experience fatherhood.
Mazel Tov. You can
Yeah,
give yourself
everybody's
smoke a cigar
congratulating
tonight.
me and Mazel Tov me, like as if this is something that I like sought after. I was like, I did not want a bunch of kittens. I didn't want
Jonesey
this. I'm just
chose you. Like she chose you. It's so sweet. She showed up in your backyard
Jonesey,
and like didn't leave.
You know, I was just like, come on, girl, you couldn't have like wrapped it or something like earlier. Like,
cats don't have cat condoms. First of all, a cat's penis is
that could be an invention.
Who raised you? You're too young.
Cat condoms.
Automatically, a cat's penis is about this fucking big. It's like this fucking little, and it goes boop, and then that's it. No, listen, I don't know. It's that's why
cat condoms.
Cat condoms. Cat condoms.
Cat condoms.
Is your cat having kittens all the time?
That's the name of this podcast.
Yeah.
Nearly Dead. Wait.
Is your cat promiscuous?
Podcast. Nearly Dead's podcast. Cat condoms.
Yeah. Steve can't wait to get Jonesy just fixed. You know what? Our cat's not fixed, but she's not an outside cat. She's never.
Yeah,
but
that's why
I think
like,
she was a stray.
I'll probably get it done, but there's not a real reason anymore because I don't. She's inside now.
Well, I don't know. That's a call that you can make, but like she's still really young. Eleanor was like old when we realized she wasn't fixed, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I probably still will because, like I said, she's kind of like a dog. Like she follows me around, she begs for my food, but she also still likes to go out like on the porch. So sometimes like I'll open the door and
here's
just let
the thing:
her walk out
if she goes into heat again, she'll meow a certain way and it'll attract male strays. And then if you let her outside, even for like 5 minutes, I mean that those cats are going to find her.
You
like
could say
nature.
that her milkshake brings all the male cats to the yard.
Oh no.
That's exactly how it works.
And that's how you sell them on the kitty condoms.
You know what? Yeah. Like Eleanor used to. I was gonna say Eleanor is getting up there. I think she's a senior cat. She's got to be at least 11 years old at this point, maybe older. But she used to like go in heat a lot more noticeably. Like there'd be meowing and howling and just like, oh, rub me everywhere, all of that. And because our upstairs neighbor used to have like a male cat, and I think that she did that because she sensed the male cat or could smell him or something. And now that he's gone, she doesn't really like go into heat anymore. Otherwise, she's in kitty menopause, which is highly likely. I don't know even though if that's a thing. And Adrian on YouTube says they have 5 cats. Just
yeah, what
keep
up,
them
Adrian?
all. Keep
we
all
love
the kittens.
Mexico. We had some of our most interactive fans are in Mexico.
Oh, yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Right.
And then somebody else on YouTube says cats can be pretty loyal and dominant. Like basically that's another really good thing about cats is that like they pretty much just like own your house. And you're just like, okay. It's fine. They're, you know, you're the queen, you're the boss. You get whatever you want, like no matter what. It's so cute.
Alex popped in on Discord and shared a picture of his dog and said, TJ, are you dissing my dog?
I'm not dissing your dog. No way. I love all animals. I love all the babies.
I've already said that I want to domesticate a raccoon. That's my goal in life, is to domesticate a raccoon because they are the funniest little animals to me with their little human hands, little bandit eyes, and they can literally do anything. Like, I mean, I'm sure it will like steal all my stuff and like get into my pantry and it'd be a nightmare. But at the same time, I feel like they're so smart. Like if I domesticated a raccoon, I could probably teach it how to give high fives and stuff. And how cool would that be if I had a party and I'm just like inviting people over to my house and they just come in and my pet raccoon just like high fives people at the door and then like takes their coats to the other room or something. Like
And
I
then
could do
steals
that.
their wallet.
Yes, so it could be like a mutual joint venture. Like it's like um I get to make money as well as have this cool thing. But maybe, I don't want to be a criminal. So
Yeah.
maybe he takes their coats and like gives them a ticket and maybe they tip my raccoon. And then since I feed him and pay for the rent, I get, at least 80% of his coat check tips. And then the rest of it goes to like treats and stuff for him.
You could also get like a monkey, like in Friends when they got a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, I've
What
heard
was his
some
name?
interviews, and Ross, or David Schwimmer hated the monkey.
Wasn't
Like,
his
he
name
couldn't
Marcel?
stand it.
Marcel, yeah.
Marcel,
Yeah.
yeah. He hated the monkey because he didn't like working with the animal, but he said he also hated that, like, it's an animal, so, like, you'd have to do things so many times for it to get it right. And he's like, everybody else could have done a perfect take, but then the dang monkey didn't go on his cue or something, so they'd have to redo it. And
That's why they always say in Hollywood, don't work with kids and animals, because it
Right.
sucks.
But I love a good kid actor. Like,
Why do I
some
feel
kid
like a
actors
monkey
suck,
would make
but
a good coat check though versus a raccoon?
a monkey'd probably be a better coat check, but I don't know. I just want to domesticate a raccoon.
I mean, they could steal your wallet too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a monkey butler has happened.
Yeah.
But
Where's
how many
that movie where
raccoon
there's like
butlers
a
have you
monkey? There's
That's true.
movies and stuff with monkey sidekicks are very common.
Mhm.
Like, what's the movie that there's like a monkey and like a little like uniform, like he's a bellhop?
Yeah.
Hangover?
No.
Wait, is it like
Mr. Deeds? No.
Is it? Help us out, viewers. The
I'm
monkey
sure
is
it's a
a
lot of
bellhop.
comedies or different movies.
Ace Ventura.
Okay, so this brings
He
up a
has a
good
monkey.
topic. Let's discuss. So, this will be a twofold topic. We'll do the question that everybody always asks, like if you could be an
Oh my
animal,
God.
what animal would you be? So everybody on the stream, join in on the chat. Tell us
Okay.
what animal you would want to be. But also, since I brought up domesticating a raccoon, like what is a not typical house pet like animal that you would want to domesticate and make a pet?
what
Then
the?
Do you guys remember
So
this
Josh
movie?
and TJ
I
have the
do.
answer, but everybody in the chat, you give us those two things. Tell us what kind of animal you want to domesticate, and then if you could be an animal, what would you be?
Can it be the same answer?
It could be.
I would be a sugar glider.
But I did the raccoon thing. So you two, tell me your domesticated animal first. Then we'll do who we want to be.
Mine would be a fox, and people do that. Like I see on the internet, people do domesticate foxes. I'd love to have a fox. They're just like a small.
They are pretty cute.
Yeah.
My instinct is telling me koala.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I don't think they are like nice animals. Right? Like
they seem so chill though. They're always so high on eucalyptus.
But they're not like I don't think they're domesticated a lot. And I don't think they're really like human friendly.
Oh, remember that picture that I like posted on tour that one time, and it was the koala face. It's like everybody
it's
did this.
Oh yeah.
Something like shows your koala face, and that koala was just in the tree, and he had like this smile, and his eyes were all closed, and he's got eucalyptus hanging out of his
and we would have fans like do it on the road. We have pictures with fans that like do the koala face.
Yes.
The Australian Koala Foundation says it's illegal to keep a koala as a pet anywhere in the world, not even in Australia.
Huh.
Certain
good to
people
know.
can keep them temporarily if they're sick or injured or orphan babies. So yeah, that would be a dream. Oh, or. Oh my God, what's the really really cute Australian anime? Not a kookaburra, but the other one, Coca. Do you guys know what a quokka is?
I think so.
I know if you show me a picture.
Because
It
it looks like
sounds familiar.
Josh.
Oh.
Because they look like you. Oh.
Oh yeah, those
It's-
little guys.
There's a.
Yeah. Can they be
Oh, yeah, with their little
domesticated?
Oh
faces.
God, look at how cute it is. Oh my God, yeah, I would want a
Always
quokka,
smiling.
and I would want.
Summer agrees,
Oh my
happiest
God,
animal.
Shut up, they're so cute.
Nice.
Hello,
And
friend.
Summer agrees with foxes too.
Yes.
There
So
it
I
is.
would want to domesticate a quokka and be a sugar glider.
See, I was gonna say I'd want to be a fox too, but I want to be an elephant seal.
What?
Bringing
God.
that back,
Explain.
we had that picture floating around like crazy.
Oh,
What
God,
elephant
that was Javi.
seal?
I remember
Yeah.
I turned Javi into the elephant seal.
Yeah.
Can you guys
That's
explain
the
this?
world's dumbest looking animal.
It'd be hilarious.
What's
I'd
the
be a
what's the
stand-up
elephant seal face?
fox. Oh.
I don't know if I can do the face, but how the elephant seal sounds though is like.
That's the elephant seal. Hold on, let me grab a picture.
They're like they're the slack-jawed yokels of the northern Pacific. Well, yeah, I mean, and they're pretty aggressive too. Like,
Are they?
The slack-jawed yokels of the northern Pacific. Oh my God!
oh, as a kid, I really wanted to domesticate a raptor.
Look at his nose.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
That's so
dumb
crazy.
looking.
Yuck, yuck, yuck! Hi, I'm the elephant
But
seal.
they're apparently like aggressive. You see them fighting each other, and they got these like fangs, and they'll bloody
Elephant
each other
seal. Let's Google elephant seal fight.
It's brutal, you know.
Shit. Oh
No,
my
I-
God,
Thank
this
you,
is
Stitch
bloody.
Rebel. We're glad you like our music.
This is bloody.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This poor seal.
Trigger
They're
warning.
aggressive.
Here's
See,
a.
Josh,
No, I get.
you're aggressive and picked an aggressive animal.
I mean, it was. I'd rather be. It was a joke, Steve.
Look at
No,
the
I don't know.
baby.
Well, I was serious
Okay, look
about
at how cute the
domesticating a
baby
raptor.
is, though.
It would be like I could put a
That's
saddle
a
on
cute
it
baby.
and ride it, and then it could protect my backyard.
I mean, I'd like to domesticate a great white shark,
That
but
would be pretty cool.
yeah.
If I were gonna be an animal, I
Ooh.
want to be a river otter.
Oh, that's cute.
Not.
That's
I don't
good.
want to be a sea otter because they have predators. I feel like river otters don't really have to worry about predators because, you know, up north there's not really any alligators, there's maybe snakes, so they're pretty unbothered, but all they do is just have fun all day, just swimming around on the rapids. You know, they lay on their back, they're cracking clams open on their bellies, and they're
Nice.
That one's eating a
Yeah.
fish with his bare fucking hands.
yeah, they're just always eating and just rolling around doing barrel rolls in the water, and they just look like they have so much fun all
Here
day.
is the cute.
See, yeah, they're just hanging out there, holding hands, just being river otters. So I'm
Isn't
gonna
it
be
a
one of
fact that
those.
they like mate
That's
for
good.
life? No? Or
What's
they just
that?
hold hands when they sleep? Do they mate for life? Like, what kind of animals mate for life? Like penguins, lobsters, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
Phoebe taught us the lobster. Yeah, I gave.
A lot of Friends references this stream.
I had a card that I gave one time that was like, "You're my otter half."
Oh,
bad pun.
no, they're polygamous. Sorry.
Hmm?
River otters are polygamous. Sorry.
Oh, so I could have all kinds of fun as an otter. All
More
right.
fun than you thought,
Hey,
Steve.
I just thought it was just gonna be
hey.
swimming. I didn't know I was gonna be
Shit.
swinging too.
Wait, so Josh, you
Wow.
said why do you want to be oh my God, because your first crush was fucking Maid Marian. I understand everything now.
See, if I was a fox, I could be Robin Hood, Todd,
Oh.
from The Fox and the Hound, even though that's a sad movie. Yeah, it's all comes full circle.
It
Maid
all comes
Marian
full
would be my
circle
wife
to
if
Maid
I was a
Marian.
fox.
You know what? She's a babe. Okay.
Yeah,
Doug says that we need to make a Party Otter Steve t-shirt.
nice.
Let's do it.
Potty
Party
otter.
Party Otter.
Party
Steve.
otter. That's a mouthful there. That's not party otter.
Party otter.
Potter.
We're really glad, Stitch, that you like our song of frequencies. It's one of my favorites as well.
Nice.
I mean,
Doug says that Canadian.
Oh
geese
my
make
gosh.
mate
there
for
she
life.
is, Joshy.
My heart. I wish I could roll my R's.
When she like fluffs her cheeks up and she's getting all ready for Robin Hood.
Oh my goodness.
She bats her long eyelashes.
Oh yeah, that's a scene.
Isn't there a scene where Robin Hood dresses up like her too?
Well, yeah, they both cross-dress to pretend to sneak into the castle.
I know,
Yeah.
and people are so
Little
like
John.
uppity about drag. It's like in trans. It's like, come on, it's been a thing for a while. Bugs Bunny even used
Oh
to
yeah,
dress
Robin
up like
Hood
a
was
girl.
doing it back in the...
Robin Hood, Bugs Bunny, they all did it. There, look at.
Oh yeah.
See, there's
They're so
Josh
sweet.
and his future wife.
Yep. Absolutely.
Maybe you'll meet a girl named Marion, and then you'll be like, she's the one. You'll know.
Very
Yeah.
true. It's all
And
coming
Alex
together
says
now.
something, angry possums against ticks, and to help clean the forest for small trash. Angry opossums.
I told you that's possums eat a lot of things that we don't like.
Oh, possums are excellent animals.
Yeah.
They're-
Just are scary looking, and they have massive fangs, and sometimes they have caved-in skulls with maggots coming out of them, and they're dead bodies, and you have to pull them out from under your porch.
Oh, is that them carrying all their babies on their back?
See, here's the thing, TJ. I think the picture on the phone thing, it
It's
doesn't
not-
focus. It's not
You're
really
over
working.
it. You're over
Also,
it.
the audio listeners have no idea what's going on.
It focuses sometimes.
Sometimes.
This is enriching.
I knew what you were trying to show.
Yes, you did. It enriches my streaming experience.
That's good.
This is the animal podcast, but we're an hour in.
We're-
about
oh
potty
my
otters
god!
Oh.
Oh, look at the babies.
Yeah, but watch when it gets mad at you and it opens its mouth and the terrifying fangs come out.
Oh my god, there's so many. Okay, so when I googled opossum, the first thing. Oh, opossum.
So is it literally opossum or is it just
Possum versus opossum? They're two different
Oh.
animals. Oh, here's the one that
I had no
Steve
idea.
hates.
Yeah, look at that
guy.
He's
God.
still kind of cute though.
He's
guy.
still
That's the
cute.
one that I pulled out from under my porch.
What
You
a
guys, so
what
for
a
those,
time.
right? For those of you who don't know, Steve found a dead possum under his porch because he noticed the smell and was like, "Oh shit, there's something dead under there." And then it's like it made a lot of sense knowing that he had stray cats in his yard. You know,
I don't know. That's a big possum. There's no way that those cats could have killed that possum.
No.
Like,
I think they ate it. I think he was dead, but I think they were like living off of eating it.
Really?
I don't know. He didn't. It didn't have. When I pulled it out, like I tried not to look at it because it smelled disgusting and it was all bloated. But its fur had rotted off.
Ugh.
But it didn't have like bite marks. The only thing about it that was like broken up is its head. You could see the maggots coming out.
You know
where,
what?
Like, it had rotted.
Oh my god. Listen. Okay,
Yeah.
so the possum, he or she, the possum was probably like 120 in human years old, like lived an amazing life, had a lot of babies, and
Just walked under there and died.
just walked under there and died of natural causes because it was just their time. So I'm thinking that's what happened.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's most
that never
likely.
occurred to us for some
Why
reason.
is your house is
makes
like
sense.
your house is like a magnet for just like wayward animals?
Oh, almost daily when I leave for work, there's at least one or two bunnies in my front yard.
I love bunnies.
There's bunnies everywhere. Get a lot of birds. The worst ones, the ones that I don't like, TJ, is I have a lot of babs in my front porch.
Bats?
Babs, you remember? Big ass bee.
Big ass bees?
Yeah, the carpenter bees. They like to come
Ugh.
around.
I
And
don't
they
like
love
I don't like bees.
damn carpenter bees. They don't hurt you. They're fat and they're slow, and they just buzz around. But they drill all these holes in my damn porch railings. So I get a tennis racket.
Get
and
him
I
a
get
bee
out there,
house.
and when they come by, I'm like, bam, and I just
Give him
smack them out of here.
give him a bee house. Yeah, have you ever seen a bee house?
A carpenter bee house? What's a carpenter bee house? I've never heard. These aren't bumblebees. They're not making me honey.
They're not keeping us
destroying my
alive.
foundation.
Yeah.
No, it's a bee box. A bee box. Carpenter bee box.
They really make
Oh, it's a
carpenter bees.
trap.
Wouldn't
No,
they
I
just
was
drill
thinking, have
through
you
it?
never seen? Okay, so they're
I'm
like,
pretty sure it's a trap to kill.
no. These are bee. No, that's a trap. The bee trap looks like a birdhouse. So you put something inside of it, so they go in, and then it like traps them. That's kind of cruel because I'm sure they.
The zapper, like in a bug's life, you're like, don't look at it. I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
Are carpenter bees not like helpful to the ecosystem? So a bee house.
Probably not.
I want a bee house because we get a lot of like bees in our porch, and I want a bee house because it just gives them somewhere to like burrow into. So it's these houses, so they look like it's like a wooden frame. It could be any shape, but it's these hollow pieces of bamboo that's like circles all in it. And then they can like go and live and burrow in that and not like your furniture and your siding and shit like that. So it kind of gives them like somewhere to go. I would show you a picture of it, but you hate it. You don't want
I mean, here's the thing. Every species has a purpose in the ecosystem. That's why they are here and not extinct. Like, nature, it's all
Not
cycle
carpenter
in a certain-
bees.
But
I
there's things
immediately
that I
go
could
to the
do
fact that like
without.
humans
It's
are
like-
literally just here to like fuck up the environment, and they don't even want
It's
to
like
admit
I
it.
get it, but there's things I can do without, like mosquitoes. Like I get that they're food for like frogs and other things, but I could do without mosquitoes. We could be done with mosquitoes. And
This
it'd
is
be
a
fine.
bee box.
Oh, that's kind of cool looking.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, it gives them like
but
a little place to be. Yeah, wasps.
Yeah,
I
summer,
hate wasps.
We could do without wasps.
I hate
you know.
wasps.
Yeah, do wasps serve
Horseflies.
any purpose?
Okay, I'm gonna Google it because that's what I do.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
to keep us on track, so TJ, what animal are you gonna be reincarnated into?
A sugar glider.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're those little BB things that like looking like
Hang on somebody's, yeah.
yeah, and then they like they're like from
I
the
remember
Amazon
they were selling
rainforest.
them at the mall for a while. They
Yeah,
got
but I think that
popular.
got outlawed because it was cruel because they would
Oh.
die.
That's terrible.
Yeah, there's certain things that I think are kind of cruel, and not necessarily cruel, but I disagree with having birds. Like I feel
Me
like birds
too.
are meant to just like fly and they got
It's
wings.
the
And so
saddest
when I
thing.
see birds in cages, I'm like, they're not serving their purpose.
Can we
Yeah.
They
talk
may
about
seem
Kevin's
happy
aunt's
and
house?
Blah blah blah. But or like, I feel like any animal that has to be in a small container, I don't like that. And I used to have fish as a kid, and we had this big fish tank in one of our houses, and it was bigger, and I guess that was fine because it was a pretty big fish tank with small fish. But even that, it's like fish are supposed to swim around. Like, I don't know. I don't like confining certain animals. I mean, you could say dogs and cats are confined to the house, but the size of them versus the size of the house, and I feel like those animals want to, like you said, they choose a human. Those animals kind of want to be domesticated. I feel like fish and birds, they're just, I don't think if they had the choice, I don't think they'd want to be in a cage in your house.
Yeah,
So
I
don't know if
agree.
anybody
Mhm.
agrees.
I think birds in cages are extremely depressing. In my opinion, that's my opinion. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I could never do that.
Small fine. TND does not speak for all matters regarding.
Yeah. So, a world without wasps would be a world with a very much larger number of insect pests on our crops and gardens, as well as being voracious and ecologically important predators. Wasps are increasingly recognized as valuable pollinators.
Oh, they pollinate too?
Yeah, dude.
Hmm.
Transferring pollen as they
Wow.
visit flowers to
So
drink nectar.
so they're kind of keeping us alive too.
Dude, why do they suck so bad,
They
though?
I
also
know.
make cool looking Pokemon or like sports team mascots.
True. Hornets, though. That's hornets.
The hornets.
Yeah, but
Drill
there's
bit. Is that the Pokemon?
Beedrill, but
D-drill, yeah.
Beedrill.
Beedrill,
Beedrill.
yeah.
Beedrill.
Yeah.
Wasps v hornets. What is the difference?
Doug said his grandmother kept canaries on opposite sides of the house so they would sing to each other.
Oh God, I can't even look at these pictures of bugs without fucking getting grossed out. So
I mean, that sounds sweet, but at the same time, are they singing because they miss each other and they're lonely? Like,
yeah, dude, who knows?
I don't know. It's not my thing personally, but you know, I'm not here to stand on that soapbox.
Yeah.
So anyways, before we jump into the other topics, do we want to do housekeeping?
Sure.
I feel like we're at the hour mark. This is a good break. Popping the ads on the podcast, but right now. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about Patreon, what's been released on there recently, what they can get, and when you're done, I will shout out our producers. I will do a drawing for the prize that they're going to get from last month, and then announce what everybody is going to get this month who's a producer.
Okay, so thank you guys all for supporting us. Of course, you guys know we are funded by our patrons and our fans. We love you guys. Every single stream that you guys, every time you listen to us, every time you support us and show us to your friends, we are, getting some support. So this month, we posted a lot of stuff. So if you are a member of the Nearly Dead Zombie Nation Patreon, we have a private Facebook group, and if you're not signed up for that, if we missed getting you signed up, definitely reach out to us and let us know. What tier is that? 3 and up or 5 and up? The Facebook
For
group.
what?
The Facebook group.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3 and up. Everybody.
Pretty much everybody. If you're on the Patreon, you're able to join this Facebook group. And so it's a little bit easier because I know more people check their Facebook more often than the actual Patreon page. On the Facebook, I just posted the full-length demos. So all the SoundCloud demos of all the music that we kind of like hashed out last week, as well as a nice little blog post about like what the writing process is and how we kind of like are at what point we're at right now in the writing process. Some behind the scenes photo of the music video. Also, there's also like a couple behind the scenes videos I posted of the photo shoot. And like the day of the photo shoot and the day of the music video shoot. So if you guys are on that Facebook group, make sure you log in and check that out. And I believe on the actual Patreon page, we posted Dan Howell's actual behind the scenes video that he filmed and edited together. It looks amazing. It's an incredible video, and we are just so happy to share it with you guys because you guys make this happen. You guys support us through your contributions on Patreon. We couldn't keep doing anything without you guys. And I also have my personal Patreon, patreon.com/Teresa Jean. So I just threw up some more behind the scenes photos, some different ones. And on there, I give you guys like personal shout outs, like once a month, I give you like a personal video. I do keep up with that Facebook group. And I just appreciate anybody who's supporting my personal Patreon and the Nearly Dead's Patreon. You guys are like the true OG zombie MVPs, so we love you guys. And this month we are giving away a signed plaque for our one lucky producer, so we're about to do that raffle. And also next month, what we are going to be giving out is a digitally signed... This month,
yeah. The plaque we're just now doing the drawing, but that was last month's prize.
Okay, so we're drawing last month's prize, and then this month's prize is going to it's going to be another raffle, and it's going to be a digitally signed behind the scenes photo from our video shoot for Freak Show. We're so excited. The video is going to look dope, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I actually had a conversation with Josh, the director, um, Josh
Not
Dwyer.
me.
Have they
Talked to him
filmed
about some
any of the
things, and so
supplemental stuff yet?
that's coming not this weekend, but next weekend is when
Sweet.
they have it scheduled.
Sweet.
So I'm
Cool.
gonna meet up with them for some of that.
Yeah, so we can't thank you guys enough. All of you guys who tune into these live streams, you mean so much to us. We appreciate that. There's people out there that want to listen to us ramble on, and listen to us play music. We can't wait to get back out there and touring and playing shows, but we don't want to do that until we have new music under our belt, finished, a new album, something to promote, something to kind of like get us reinvigorated and not be playing the same songs we've been playing for like 10 years, even though we love them. But we are so jazzed on our new shit. In the blog post on the Facebook page, you'll read a little bit more about it, but we're going through a lot of our major influences and getting just back to our roots as like our pop punk influences, our hard, Foo Fighters, Billy Talent, Green Day, Jimmy Eat World, those kind of influences. So if you guys love those bands, you are going to love this new music. And I don't know what else to say. Josh, take it away.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna second all that because it's definitely I definitely like how this album's coming together. As far as the writing process, has definitely been the smoothest I think we've had, and we've just been, I don't know, like we each are bringing ideas to the table and just writing what we want to write, and not trying to write to fit into some sort of groove.
Yeah.
So super cool. We had a good time, and I'm super excited to get it together.
Have you tried like jamming out some drums to any of the little demos yet?
No, the time's all crazy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So
No, and I was recording
the Fact and Friction
acoustic
thing.
album. Yeah.
So now that I have that, now I have to do vocals for that, and I'm just like, shit. Did not plan my week accordingly. So excited about that though. So the next acoustic song that we're working on is Fact and Friction. So what?
It's sounding really good. It's coming together.
It's going to be
cool.
like, do you guys think that people are going to expect it to be like this?
I don't think so.
No, because it's very different than what the others have sounded like.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is definitely, I would say it's the farthest from like acoustic. It's very...
Well, it's a piano song. So like instead of the acoustic guitar on it, it's like piano.
Yeah.
So it's still technically acoustic, but
yeah. But there's some cool things going on in it.
I haven't even listened to it yet because y'all just sent it to me, but it was just fun. Like I don't know, like you hit the nail on the head when you were like, we're not listening to what somebody else thinks we should be doing. And I don't think we would be in that headspace if we hadn't taken a little time off and decided that we all wanted to do this. Like, now it's like our choice. It's our choice to continue doing this, and also our fans, and we love you guys because we know you guys are longing for new music. And I don't know, I think we used to put a lot of emphasis on making music that would be like commercially successful, and it just kind of sucks the soul out of it, man. Like, you have to write something that's like unique and interesting and like never been done before to really break through. You can't do safe music and then expect to get big or get, you know what I mean?
And my opinion too is like, I just feel like when you try to do something like that, when you try to make the best new thing, it has to be organic. And I think we're definitely, this album is very organic to what we just want to write and want to play.
Yeah. I don't think we have any like real expectations of it, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's always when the best things happen, right? I feel like you have to let go of the expectations that you have, that you think other people have, because in the reality is like not everyone cares. And our true fans are going to love what we do no matter what. And they want to see us be creative because, and especially because we're showing them the process. I think that makes it even more special to be like, hey, this is what you signed up for. Like, you wanted to see something from like start to finish, infancy. We've never showed anything like this to people before, ever.
Yeah, that's like bare bones as raw as you can get.
Yeah, this is
Like,
like when I text Steve like, "Hey, I had an idea today." Like this is what you're getting.
yeah,
You're getting like that. And even
yeah,
I made a point to explain on there that like those, even the demos that they're hearing, that's not even the first iteration of it. It was already something, a little melody in your head, you know, in Josh's head or Steve's head or something, maybe a year or 2 or 5 years ago. And then, you know what I mean? It's been sitting on your voice memo, or the lyrics been sitting in a notebook for me for like years. And then you just like, okay, let's sit down and let's do this. And you compile all those ideas. And then, you know what? You can pick the best of the best of the best that everyone loves and vibes with. And that's what's going to make great music.
yeah.
That's all we're concerned about doing, is like anything that's like filler, fluff, basic. We're just throwing it to the side and giving no thought about it. And no one's stuck to their ideas, and nobody has been married to their idea. Nobody takes it personally if we're just like, that's not as interesting, and we just move on. And that's, I think, what made it really a strong writing session. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think just living like writing for the feels and the chills, like
Like they empowered.
yeah, they wait, yeah, but no, for real, like making changes here and there that just kind of give you that chill. I mean, I definitely experienced that pretty much in every single song that we were writing. So I think that's when you know, but I don't know.
And you know what? Even if we listen to these, like I've been listening to them every single day, and I'm just like organically kind of letting like themes and lyrics kind of like come to me. I'm not really sitting down and trying to like force something. So it's a long process because those brilliant ideas don't always strike you, but when they do, it's like, oh, catch that one, you know, catch that one. I like that. I like that. And then you're like, well, I don't know if this works in, you know, this idea or this one or this one. It could work in this one. And you could take something from that song and move it to that song. Like that's the whole process. Like that's what makes it fun and exciting, you know, again, which is nice. It's like a feeling we haven't really had in a while.
Yeah.
Well, and before we get too far into that, because that was kind of the next topic, let me finish up the housekeeping with doing the drawing real quick.
Oh yeah, let's do the drawing.
And then I'll announce this month's prize, and then we can get into the whole week last week.
Sorry, Steve, throwing us off topic.
It's like, I try to keep this professional, but it's, we talked earlier about working with kids.
Let's start working. Let's start talking about animals again.
Right. So here's last month. We meant to put it out last month, but it is.
It looks so sick. I love it.
It has,
nice.
For the single believer that was released, and it's got a QR scanner. So you can scan it. Takes you right to Spotify with the song. So if you have it up in your house, people can just scan it and they can immediately listen to the song and how cool you are for being a fan of this super underground alternative rock band that nobody knows about. Well, first of all, so the people that get these monthly prizes are our super awesome producers. We have 2 producer tiers, the Dead Executive producers and the Night of the Living producers. And so this month, that's Paul, Kiafi, Craig Karen, Derper, Doug Saxon, Ninja, Yaroslav, Craig Baruki, John KNC, Patty Cubed, Bobby, and Bill Ford. So their names are in here.
Yes.
Nice.
All of our OG zombies.
And we're going to
love you
find
guys.
out who is going to get this very exclusive plaque. Because that's the other thing about these prizes is we try to do things that aren't anywhere else. They're not. We didn't mass produce these, so they're one of a kind. Somebody got a throw pillow one month.
That
somebody
pillow
got
was
some
awesome.
Exclusive artwork one month.
Yeah.
And so this month's this random plaque thing, and it is going to. It's not gonna focus. I look like TJ here, trying to focus something in the camera.
Hold it further away from your camera.
It's just the thing.
You've become the very thing you hate, Steve.
I know. It's Ninja. This month is Ninja. Ninja won the plaque.
Hey.
Hey, congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ninja, for being a supporter. We love you. And so, yeah, I'm going to mail that out here very soon. I'll get his details. So, this is what we're going to do this month for all the producers. Since we were so busy last month and delayed the prize, and we're just doing the drawing now, just sending it out now. This month, we're not going to do a drawing. Just everybody who's a producer is going to get the exclusive prize this month. So,
yes.
like I said, there's the Dead Executive Producers and Night of the Nearly Deads, or Night of the Living Producers. Those two tiers. If you want to be a part of this prize, we're going to gather all the names at the end of the month and ship it out. But so for this month, whoever is one of those producer tiers, we are going to digitally sign, because we all live in multiple states, but they're still signatures. They still work. If the bank accepts a digital signature, y'all should too. So we're going to digitally sign, all of us, a photo from our behind the scenes of the Freak Show music video. So we took some exclusive behind the scenes photos that only the patrons are getting. All of the patrons, you'll be able to see these photos as we post them, but only the producers this month will get a printout that will have our signatures on it of one of these photos. These photos will not be mass produced. No one else will be able to have them. So just you are really awesome.
Oh yeah, and there's
patrons,
also
friends.
I have those Polaroids too.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do that.
Throw one in,
or Kickstarter or something. But yeah, this month it's going to be a printout. So all of you who want to print out from the really cool Freak Show music video with signatures.
Stop throwing out other shit. I am talking.
Well,
yeah.
Well.
We gotta save content.
We gotta save content.
You can't blow the load all in August. So yeah, we'll share the photo. What's gonna be printed? We'll post that up in Patreon for all of you to see. You'll be able to see and which photos getting signed, and then if you want a signed printout of it, just upgrade or sign up for the producer tier, and we'll ship those out at the end of the month.
Yay! And we really appreciate you guys. We love you guys.
Love you.
Everyone who contributes, and don't forget, if you're on, everybody in the Patreon gets access to the Nearly Dead Zombie Nation private Facebook group. I know y'all be on Facebook. Don't act like you're not. So make sure you tune into that and see the notifications and see all the cool stuff that we do post on there. Because we're a little bit more active on there. And as you know, we always reply to you guys too. We always we'll comment back and talk to you guys. We try to be as accessible as possible.
Yeah.
Within reason. Don't be weird.
All right. Well, cool. Now that the housekeeping is done, we can get into the next topics. Do we want to talk about the My Boys acoustic version that just got posted to Patreon? So if you're a patron, you can download that now.
Oh, you can download it and have it and that's all the patrons, right?
Yeah, $3 and up. Basically, the dollar tier is just you love us and you want to donate $1. The dollar tier doesn't really get any prizes other than they can see what's in the Patreon feed. And
well, that's cool because we do post stuff in the feed pretty regularly, so we appreciate you guys too.
Yeah, we appreciate everything for sure. It all helps out, and so but yeah, the dollar is kind of like you saying that, it's like a tip. you you like our band, you just want to throw us a tip each month. But $3 and up, those tiers, they get everything, every new song, you get to download it.
Okay, so
Music
$3
content.
and
So
up.
Cool.
So all of you guys just got access to My Evil Ways Unearthed.
yes, it's a bit of a
Oh
mouthful.
yeah.
I want to hear what you guys think of it, Josh and Steve. What do you guys think of it?
Go ahead, Josh.
Um, I think it's super cool. I mean, I definitely had to dive deep into my jazzy chops. But it's super cool. It's we got to experiment with like different sounds, and it's very I don't know. I don't want to like, you just got to listen to it. But uh I really dig it, you know. I think it's
What was it
trying
like
to
recording it? Like, you've recorded this at your house, right? On the digital kit. What
yeah,
was
this one's
that
on the
like?
digital kit. Like Believer was with a microphone, was all real instruments. This one was on my e kit. Um uh it was cool. I mean, it's like, you know, to find those kind of jazzy sounding drums, because I don't, that's just the only resource I have is my e kit. But yeah, I don't know. It was I think it turned out pretty good. I don't think you can even really tell that it's
No,
an e kit, you know. But
no, like
So
I
explain
don't
to
think the common
somebody
listener
like
doesn't care,
it's
but I know musicians tend to get a little bit uppity when it comes to digital instruments versus, analog and all
yeah,
that. And I know they have different sound qualities, but I mean, it's 2021. Like the technology is really good now.
well,
Like
yeah,
these digital instruments, they sound like the real thing, and like what you're using, it's not like a synthesizer trying to make that noise. It's a legit sample, so it's an
yeah,
actual recording of a real drum. You're just
exactly.
taking that recorded sound and it's playing it every time you're playing it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I think it's cool. I think it even will make the whole like the album more diverse, where like Believer is all organic through the mic, and then Evil is sounds organic, but it's actually electronic. But like you said, it's real samples, so it's essentially no different than going to the studio, kind of. Um, but I think even like, not to get off subject of Evil, but even like Fact is going to sound a certain way, but it's organically me playing, but it doesn't sound that way. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. It sounds digital. I don't know if I can say that or not.
That's fine. We
Yeah.
went a more digital route on that, and I
Yeah.
mean, there's going to be other songs that kind of have that vibe too. But
Yeah. But it's
the whole
cool.
point of the Unearthed is it's not like full band electric guitars, full drum kit.
Yeah.
It's stripped down versions of the song, whether it's straight up acoustic or like piano and electronics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, TJ, I feel like you were trying to chime in there.
I was just trying to say like for Josh to explain how the e-kit works to somebody who's maybe not familiar with that technology or what it even is. Like I don't know if a lot of people like really understand like it's your sensors on them, right? Like you're when
Yeah.
you this is like behind you, this is like a kit and it's basically like rubber pieces,
It's
right?
so there's different levels of it, but mine is like mesh head, so it's supposed to feel more like a real drum skin. But I mean, honestly, the main reason I have it is because of where I live, and I can't just play like a full kit. So to be able to practice and stuff. But uh, essentially, all it is it's a trigger. Like you can get triggers to put on your acoustic drums that will trigger a sampled sound, whether you want it electronic or a punchier kick or whatever. So like lot people use that live, and that's basically just taking the acoustic out of it. So it's just triggers, and it when you hit it, it triggers the sample sound. So
And it like it knows like how hard you're hitting it, like it
yeah,
dynamics, it captures that.
yeah, like this one's advanced enough to kind of have like positional sensing,
Does
and
it
like
record it as MIDI?
there's a way to do it, but that's I don't know, it's weird because I use the sounds from the module. So if you're going to record it MIDI, like if I would record it MIDI onto like my Logic, I could only use whatever drum sample sounds
They have on Logic.
like yeah, like I've messed with it and it doesn't pick it up that well. So I prefer just to record it with audio because the sounds are good, like they're actual sampled sounds on the drum module itself. But you can record it MIDI. Like a lot of people will record MIDI, but they'll use like Superior Drummer or Easy Drummer, which is like a a separate
like
tool that has patch
bay, like patches sound.
Yeah.
Like it has like a variety of like drum sounds.
Yeah.
Trying to like
which
explain this. So MIDI stands for, if I remember correctly, musical instrument digital interface. I could be fucking making that up, even though I went to college.
Sounds right to me.
And graduated with a degree. MIDI stands for. Because I don't know, like sometimes we talk about this stuff and I'm like, you know what? I bet you people do not even know. Musical instrument digital interface.
Yeah.
I did earn my degree, you guys.
You got your A.
So it's a way. Okay, so and so like I have a keyboard. So when you were like, oh, I have this digital kit because it was like where I live. This is exactly why people have keyboards and well, synthesizers being their own instrument, that's a whole nother conversation. But like not being able to have like an upright piano or a grand piano because I live in an apartment that's like, it is an acoustic instrument, but it's also like a percussive string instrument like a piano. Like you need something to where you can like put headphones on and listen to it. But the fact that like if I hit harder on the piano, it plays it louder, and you hit harder on the drums, it goes louder. Like that digital like data that's getting sent to your computer, that velocity of that like hit, that's like crazy technology to me, that that we have the ability to do that, and then it picks up those nuances, because those are the nuances that know that you're playing live. So that's when that's the telltale sign of like it's live or it's not live, is that little nuance of dynamics, that loud versus soft. And so when you're going out into MIDI, which is what I do, it's a data that goes into the computer, and then I can pick a patch, which is a digital instrument that makes it sound more like a live grand piano. In a perfect world, one day when we record, we'll have a grand piano in the middle of the room and mic'd all up, but like there's so many variables, like it's almost easier to like do. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, Alicia Keys, John Legend, like I'm pretty sure they're recording that shit on a keyboard too. Like, and when we saw Muse live, they had a keyboard, but they made it look like it was a grand piano. It's just, you think you're playing a grand piano, but you're really not. Like a lot of artists have that like setup. It's really cool, but it's like a giant grand piano like shell, and then the actual keys are like a keyboard. And so that feed,
because that can just go directly into the mixing board and have more control over the sound.
It's controllable. Actual grand piano grand pianos were designed for halls and opera houses and not arenas. Like you would never hear a grand piano. Like, you can mic it up, but you're going to hear the hammers. You're going to hear my your fingers hitting the keys. You're going to hear all this weird shit that you don't want to hear. So that's another testament to like the E-kit. Like you don't like if you mic up your drums, you hear all that extra shit too. Like if you're just micing your drums, you're hearing like the clicks and like the actual sticks like hitting it, and not just like the actual drum sound that it's making. So
Some people
they're really
actually
cool.
want that. Like when I record MIDI, some programs that I have, because yeah, for exactly what you're saying, like when I'm composing, like I'm I'm just a dude, a nobody dude composing for like small budget films. Like we don't have the resources to hire an orchestra and record something. So like if they want that kind of sound, that's where MIDI helps, because I can write like the short I'm working on now. Like I wanted some didgeridoo in the background, super low, to add a texture, and it's like, I just got one laying around that I'm gonna blow into in my mouth. But like
You know that
these
Corey,
newer
you know that
things,
like
they're
Corey knows how to play the didgeridoo, right?
yes, yes. We talked about it
Uh,
at your wedding.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I
All
should have
right.
hired him, flown him down here, but yeah. So the
It's
thing
like his
is
new
with these
thing. It's
new
so great.
instruments and these new samples, they're trying to be as realistic as possible because nobody wants fake sounding instruments. So there's actually settings. So when I'm playing piano with my MIDI, I can actually add in the hammer sounds. So you can adjust like how much of like, so when you're, because what I'm playing is a real sample of a recording of a real piano, they have audio of where the mic is mic'd up inside the grand piano, and that would pick
Yeah.
up the hammer
Yeah.
Yeah.
hitting the strings. And so I can adjust that and add more or less of it to it, or like the keys, like the keys, the sound of those going up and down. Like it's cool that a lot of these new sample libraries and MIDI things, they incorporate all of that. So even though I'm just triggering things, I can make it sound as realistic as possible, where it sounds like somebody just mic'd. They did mic up and
Yeah.
record it, but it sounds like it was done for specifically what I just recorded.
Yeah. That that's kind of cool because my like e-kit does something similar because like when recording real live acoustic drums, like mic bleed is inevitable. Like you're gonna
Right.
hear the toms and the snare mic, you're gonna hear cymbals, and my kit actually does that. And you can dial it of how much you want, like to hear the other drums from
That's
one
cool.
pat,
That's
and it
cool.
just makes it sound realistic.
Isn't that
But
crazy how much technology we use to make things sound realistic
yeah,
versus just playing things live? What
yeah,
I think most people don't understand is it's so much harder to do that. It's harder, and it's more time and it's more money. And that's just, and same thing with like auto tune. It's just, if I were to take a perfectly tuned vocal take, you would need to sing it over and over and over and over and over and over again until you get every single word perfect, which is what they used to do back in the day. And when people used to fund records for millions of dollars, and people used to have all the time in the world to make a record. And now it's like you can do close to the same thing with just nudging things a little bit in, a fraction of the time, which is kind of why
Yeah.
modern technology has gone the way of like digitally doing things, because you can replicate the live sound, but to actually rent a drum room or to rent, a studio time and all that, like that's, time is money. So not everybody has the resources to just do it like Queen or whatever. Like this is just 2021. It's what we do now.
yeah,
Well, I mean, that's the purpose of technology in anything in the world. It's just convenience and efficiency. So it's like, and sometimes technology backfires and becomes less efficient, but for the most part, it just makes life easier. And
Yeah.
especially like when we've been fortunate enough that a lot of our producers we work with, they have their own studios, so we're just paying flat fees for per track. Whereas, oftentimes, but even like when we record drums, like sometimes like with Watch Your Back, we have to rent a space to go record those drums. And so when you're recording in the studio, it's usually an hourly rate. So you want to try to get as much done possible within that time frame. So if you're having to keep going back and retracking stuff and re-recording things because of mess ups and this and that, it's just costing you more money. Whereas like like TJ said, she can go in there, she can knock out a couple tracks, get it very close. Like TJ's a talented singer, so it sounds good, but
Thanks,
the
Steve.
auto tune's just there to kind of like rather than her have to keep doing till it's perfect, she can get it. She can bring it 90%, and then it's just there to polish it off to that 100%,
90?
and then we're not spending, an extra half hour with
90
it.
or like 99?
99.
Same with drums and guitar, and that's what's great about Pro Tools over like tapes.
Yeah,
when they
you can
used to
like
record on
nudge
tape.
Yeah.
stuff.
Josh doesn't have to play a perfect take; he can play again, and he can bring in 90%, and they can move things
99.
But
and
there's
then if you're
there's
hobby
definitely
recording,
like
rhythms, you can bring it 60%, and then we get live.
there's definitely like purists and people who are just like anti all of this technology, and I just think that's a completely different conversation, a completely different school of thought, and there is a place and a time for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people who are like, I would never, we could never, and I'm just like, okay, that's great. Like, I hope you have like months and months to record one thing. Like, I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's another reason why, like, because when you used to make a record, you had to be insanely talented. Like, you just could not, if you didn't have perfect pitch, if you weren't like an in the pocket drummer, if you weren't like a great guitarist, you just couldn't make an album because you couldn't hack it in the studio because they cut that shit straight into the wet fucking wax. It was like you get one take and then, you know what I mean? You can't fuck it up. And they would play the song from beginning to end. And I think that's amazing. And I think a lot of like, there's artists that still do that. There's like, Jack White type, Third Man Record type bands that like still do that. And I think that's great. But like having studied electronic music and technology and all of that stuff, like I appreciate how it can help and I appreciate how it can make stuff sound, synthesizers and extra layers and things like that. Like that's just as much of an instrument as anything else.
To lesser musicians like myself, which
you're
is
not a
nice,
lesser
but then
musician
there's more
though.
competition and more.
That's that
Yeah.
Dave Grohl in his documentary The Sound City, I think he was like Pro Tools just like ruined the music industry. Everyone thinks it was like Napster, but he was like, no, it's like Pro Tools, the ability for anyone to make an album in their living room. He was like, that just oversaturated everything, and then everyone thinks they're amazing, and like nobody actually gets their chops up anymore because they can just whatever it.
Or it's just harder to
Yeah.
find, because it's kind of like the whole Netflix thing. Like,
oh God, there's so much shit on Netflix.
How many incredible films are on Netflix that I've never seen because there's like so many things on there to watch, and you spend like half an hour just scrolling through trying to figure out what you want to watch, and you ultimately just end up landing on whatever's popular because you're just like, because even though you're saving money, and if you, the whole thing, the benefit to Netflix is you're not losing money. Like if you watch a shitty movie, you didn't lose any money because you're paying that subscription anyways. But the thing is time, your people's time is still valuable. So even though you don't mind taking the risk monetarily, it's like, are you going to do I want to risk watching this smaller movie that I don't know anything about and risk wasting my time? And so then you ultimately end up just watching whatever's circulating on social media that everybody's talking about, or the bigger name stuff that So I wondered, there's probably a lot of like really good indie films or shows on Netflix that haven't got the spotlight they deserve because there's so much content on there. And I feel like same with music. There's like, how many artists out there are fantastic artists and nobody's heard of them because it's so easy to record now, and there's millions of artists on Spotify. And even though it doesn't cost any money for somebody to like check us out on Spotify, they may not take the time to browse because it's like they don't have time. They don't want to put that energy into checking out new artists.
I think that's why we do it like guerrilla style. We're like one fan at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
anyways, I
still
feel like
works.
we've had that conversation before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll divert from that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, My Evil Ways is up now, and I think it's really cool. Me personally, I loved it. I love that we're doing different versions of things. That's always what I enjoy about a cover or a reimagining is to take something and make it completely different. And this is very, very different from the original version. And Summer even commented saying she can't help but snap her fingers to it. And yeah, I like the.
Okay, Summer is Matt
Oh yeah, I keep saying
from the
I can't
UK.
help it. Because I have like three. I've known three people in my life named Summer who are girls. So it's like seeing the name Summer. It's like I immediately say she because that's what
Sorry.
I know. Matt, just be Matt on here, okay? Your name, just change your name to Matt on there.
No,
Just
he
like,
told us one time like what it means. I think it's like a character, like
yeah,
a
yeah.
right.
Well, yeah, because if you're
Whatever.
on Twitch or whatever, you're not using your real name. It's your avatar. Like I'm the Dillinger on everything, so that's not my name. I get it. I can't help but like see the name Summer and then associate it with a woman.
Yeah, but like
Um,
okay, so look at the screen name Hungry Tortoise. Do you gender that immediately?
yes, I immediately
N-
picture a turtle eating leaves and grass.
You know what? I feel
Um,
like we gender thing. You know what? We gender things like a hungry tortoise. I think of a tortoise as like the tortoise and the hare, and I'm pretty sure the tortoise in that is male, and the hare is
Right.
also male.
hmm.
And you know,
Well, it's like dogs and cats. It's
yeah,
like people tend, if somebody has a dog,
yeah.
if you don't know the
They
gender,
always think
you
it's a
tend
good
to say
boy. Like
he.
it's
And
Yeah.
a
a cat
boy.
is always
Yeah,
a girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I always, I'm careful not to gender dogs. I always ask what's their name, or I ask if it's a boy or a girl because I don't want to like misgender anybody's cute dog. Um, not that they would get offended, but I don't know. I'm more aware of that kind of stuff nowadays. You know what I mean? Like you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, who's a
Yeah,
good
I would
boy?
say
And then they're
for the
like, her
most part,
name's
people are not
Shelly, and you're
trying
like,
to
oh
be
shit.
offensive.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think
Well,
you're
it's
gonna.
definitely on your mind now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, which I think is not a bad thing. So,
Mm-mm.
um, thank you guys for joining us. For anybody who's just kind of like tuning in and out of the stream, we're the Nearly Deads. We're a rock and roll band. We're a pop punk band. We're or whatever you want to call us band, and we just shoot the shit on live streams every Wednesday. And we usually have sort of a topic. Today's topic was if you could be an animal, what would you want to be? And if you could domesticate an animal, what would you want to domesticate? So if you haven't chimed on in on that yet, please chime in. Doolin said he wanted to be a humpback anglerfish. So I find that very
I feel like that's
unique.
something science.
I don't
will
think
have
that's
to
a real
create.
animal.
Maybe.
Science.
There's all different kinds of anglerfish. What? But I think Doolin will be
Oh,
if Doolin was an anglerfish, he would be that one. Have you all seen
this
like
is a
the
terrifying.
British guy? You know those videos of nature videos, and then the British comedians like overdub the one.
Oh
There's
wow.
Yeah, it's a
there's
scary
one where there's
fish.
the
Yeah.
anglerfish, and the guy's like, and look at the anglerfish as he waves his pashmina shawl, and the little thing's like going up and down, and it's got this little feather thing, and
Damn, is this real?
yeah,
Ugh. Yeah, I've
yeah.
seen those
Jesus
before.
Christ.
Deep sea is crazier
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
anything we can imagine.
It's
or come
way
up with
crazier
for
than outer
aliens.
space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's
Remember
all
that
kinds of
t-shirt we did
crazy
with the
stuff.
anglerfish on it?
I still have the artwork somewhere.
Yeah, that was a
I need to
cool.
reprint that shirt.
That was a cool cool shirt.
I don't think we ever mass produced it, did we?
I don't remember. There's
Should
people
reprint
out
it.
there who have it. I've seen people wear it to like gigs and stuff. I don't we definitely
Really?
Yeah. I've seen people have bought them. I think they were on when we were on standby, I think whatever their merch store was or Merch Now at some point, they were on that website. Like on Merch Now, there's still the old cat t-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
we need to
so
repop some of those
or
old ones back up
make
on
new
merch now.
designs. Like I thought we had a bunch of new designs, and on merch now, don't they like print everything so we can like make whatever people want?
Yeah.
Hoodies.
Um,
This is the year that we're getting
let's
a hoodie online, guys. I promise you.
let's wrap up by doing questions from the chat. So anybody in the chat, if you have any questions or topics that we should roll in, we're going to get into the wrap up period here. So throw them out there, and we'll pick one or two. While people are typing in their questions, let's just kind of talk about. Well, you guys kind of already dove into the new album a little bit, but maybe talk about the experience shooting the video for Freak Show, which is coming out sooner than later. I said on the so we have a behind the scenes video for this music video up on Patreon right now that our good friend and photographer Daniel Howe did. So while we were shooting the video, he's going around getting video behind the scenes and taking photos. Well, he came up to me and asked me what I thought about the video, and I knew he had the camera in the hand, but I thought we were just kind of joking around. So I was just kind of talking, and he ended up using my dialogue for the video that we put out. So, like, he shows me the behind the scenes video. I'm like, what the hell? So it's funny because we always rip on Javi, like, especially when he's not here, because, see, I wouldn't, because it's more fun to rip on him because he can't defend himself right now. But like in the video, he was standing next to me, and so I ripped on it, and then that got in the video. But then I also put that the Freak Show music video is coming out sometime before 2025, which is true. Which is true.
It's not a lie.
It's not a lie. I just, because he was filming, just in case he used it, how could I, I didn't want to make a promise we couldn't keep. I didn't want to be like, oh, it's coming out next month, and there's just no way. So I was just like, I tried to get safe with it.
Yeah, we really have to stop giving ourselves deadlines. Like, we have to stop. Like, we have to stop telling people that we're going to get things done, like, at a certain time, because, like, inevitably, like, shit happens and, like, things get delayed. Like, I don't even know. But I thought what you said was hilarious, so I stand by it. I think it was funny. And
yeah,
I
it worked very well as the commentary.
Yeah, it was pretty. I think if people know us and are following us, they know that we're like sarcastic and goofy, so I think they appreciate it. Mike on YouTube said, if I could be any animal, I'd want to be a lobster. I'd want to be something most people can't afford. Ha ha ha. Also, the movie The Lobster was creepily awesome.
Yes, so, The Lobster was a fantastic movie. That director is amazing.
I Googled it, so let's talk about this. The description. It sounds amazing, and I really want to watch it. I'm not surprised, Steve, that you have seen it. Mm-hmm. In a dystopian society, single people must find a mate within 45 days or be transformed into an animal of their choice. To cuff up, or would you choose to become an animal? Like, that sounds kind of cool. Is that the point of the film?
I wouldn't mind being the otter.
But you be an otter forever.
I'd prefer to be a human,
right,
with a mate. But if I can't find the right person, I'm not going to settle. I'm going to otter up. But
I mean, it's a better alternative than just not becoming an animal or finding a mate.
Is it you're an animal like forever, but like, do you know that you're like, do you have your same, like, I guess that would kind of suck, because like you're not like temporarily an animal.
Yeah, and trust me, the film, they don't make it seem like
a good thing.
It's not something that you want to pursue.
Okay. You don't want to become an animal.
Manhunts, and it's weird.
But it's an animal of your choice. I could be a sugar glider, but then I would never like be hugged by my husband ever again. That would be weird. I would be sad.
Like if you had all the memories and like still felt like a human.
That would be like torture.
Yeah.
To be turned into an animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fucking weird. So was this guy's choice lobster?
Colin Farrell. Yeah, but it was more of a sarcastic because he did not want to be there at all. He didn't like the whole. I don't want to just watch the movie. Colin Farrell is one of those actors that back in the day I was like, he's in action movies, whatever. But I've more recently come to love him as an actor. Like In Bruges was fantastic, but he works with this director frequently. So he was in The Lobster. This director also did a movie called The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which Colin Farrell was also in. I think both are on Netflix. They're fantastic films. Like everybody should watch them. But
It's certified fresh, Rotten Tomatoes, and is this the dude from Step Brothers?
which one? The son or whatever?
I'm
the brother. I think he's in it.
Yeah, the dude from Step Brothers.
Like that Adam guy.
Dewey Cox.
Oh, or John C. Riley.
Oh,
John C. Riley.
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah. He makes an appearance.
Okay, he's in he's not the album artwork, right? He's in the he's on the movie poster.
Yeah.
He's in the movie artwork, and I recognized him. It looks like also like maybe Julia Stiles, but maybe just an actress that looks like her. Hey, that's a cool movie. I wonder if I can find that on. Where did you find it?
I watched it on Netflix. That and The Killing of a Sacred Deer was on Netflix. And then he also did a film more recently that was a period piece that got it. It got a few Oscars, and it had that. I think it had to do in England. It was what was it called? Everybody was watching it like 3 years ago. I don't know. I haven't seen that one because I'm not big on that period in history. But the other two movies of his I saw were fantastic. He's got a new one coming out. But also I like Mike's comment to Mike. Lobster is one of my favorite things to eat. I've had many lobster rolls. If I go to a restaurant and they offer a lobster, I typically order it. So,
did you have a lobster roll when you were in Rhode Island?
Not this time. I didn't have enough time. We were just kind of in and out. But so yeah, Mike, if you became a lobster, there's a chance that I might eat you. Just putting that out there. We got some questions coming in here. Alex, it's 7:00 p.m. here. John Keatle. Mike pointed out Rachel Weisz is in the movie. Yeah, Rachel Weisz is great.
She's so talented.
John Keatle says Angry Beavers or Rugrats. I'm gonna go Angry Beavers. I probably watched that more. I never got on the Rugrats train. A lot of people liked it. I didn't really watch it.
Okay, so which one is superior? What's the question? Which one is superior? Which one could you live without? Which one would you want to erase the memory of ever having?
I would pick Angry Beavers for all of those instances.
Okay, because it's kind of like, I love Angry Beavers.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hilarious.
Angry Beavers was like, I would say the more clever / superior animation and superior show overall. But a world without Rugrats, I don't know if I want to live in that world.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are both like, sure, whatever. Fuck
yeah,
Rugrats.
I mean, Angry Beavers definitely.
You're like, fuck Rugrats. Angry Beavers all the way.
I mean, honestly, neither of I wasn't a Nickelodeon kid because I remember growing up that was kind of a big thing. It's like
you probably watched Babar and Caillou.
Disney. I never had cable till I was in high school. So.
Oh, what's on PBS then?
Saturday morning.
Arthur.
Cartoons, it was
Arthur. That's exactly
Saturday morning.
what I was
watching like Recess and Doug and
those are good.
Beast Wars and Roughnecks.
I mean, I will say I watched Rugrats.
Me too, yeah.
I did watch Rugrats, and I remember when the movie came out, like when they had like the Reptar mobile.
Never saw the movie.
I was obsessed.
I never saw the movie.
Oh man, I was obsessed. I went to the theater to see it. My parents.
Little Joshy.
Good.
Went to see the Rugrats movie. I never saw it. John says Clifford also was on PBS, I think. Clifford the
Right.
Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
Well, you said Arthur. I saw something recently that they're finally ending that show. It's like one of the longest running kid shows
Arthur
ever.
is still like new.
Wow.
Like they're still
So they're
new.
yeah, they're still doing it. So they're just
Wow.
now ending that series. It's
I
like the
didn't know
longest
that.
running kids show.
Wow. We're all as old as Arthur.
Yeah,
Man.
that's
They
so
should show
I
Arthur as
find
like a
old
30-year-old
shows to like
man. Do you
like
guys
new
you
TV
ever see those
shows. I
memes
want to pay
where
attention to because they're new, but like older shows, like I I like going back to older TV series as things to put on in the background, like when I'm working on a project or I'm just dozing off at night. I don't want something new that I have to pay attention to, so I do older shows. And I went through a bunch of the sitcoms, so now I'm going back to Futurama because it's on Hulu, and that
Mm.
show is so good.
it is
Oh
Like,
good.
yeah.
I'm a big Simpsons fan because Simpsons got me into like adult cartoons, and Simpsons has so many great memorable characters. But I don't know, I think I like Futurama more. It's like I think Futurama makes me laugh more than the Simpsons.
Futurama has less reins.
It's
Like
a lot more adult
yeah.
for sure. Like there was a joke where they were, Bender can do almost anything because he's a robot, and they're trying to trick these aliens from outer space who love. They're gonna destroy the world because they lost the feed to this like uh, detective show that they like or whatever. And so they don't since they get the signals so late because of the light, they're so many light years away, they don't know that it's canceled. They just thought they lost it, so they came to Earth and they're like, we're going to destroy the Earth unless you know put the show back on. So they're like, what are we going to do? We need to just like quickly film new episodes. So Bender is the camera. And so uh Fry goes, Bender, cue camera one, and his one eye comes out and like adjusts. And he's like, cue camera two, and his other eye comes out and adjusts. And then it says cue camera three, and you don't see anything, but you hear the like zoom and adjust thing, really implying something there, and it's hilarious. But it's like being a kid, you'd have no idea what the joke is there.
Yeah.
And you're like, I see what you did there. And it's like Futurama definitely has more of that kind of humor where it's not quite South Park crude, but it's a little bit more adult than Simpsons. Anyways, there's my adult cartoon rant for the evening.
Well,
I
that
love
was a great
Futurama.
question. That was a great great
Yeah,
Great
really great
question.
audience, guys.
This is a great
Yeah,
audience.
really.
This is a great question. I can't. I'm sorry. It was a great question, John. I haven't thought about Angry Beavers in a while. Like that show was fucking
I know.
awesome. Would
There
any
was
of
a
you
lot of
guys want
those
to
types
be
of
a
shows.
beaver?
No, I'd rather be
Build
an otter.
dams all day long.
I remember loving specifically their house in the show.
Yeah.
I remember thinking the Angry
Mhm.
Beavers lived in a cool house.
Because it was
Yeah.
in the dam.
Because it was like on the water, maybe. I was like, oh, that's awesome. They have to like swim to get into it or whatever. They had that little bridge that like went into their house. I don't know. But it was kind of adult. Like, I don't know. My other favorite cartoon was definitely Ren and Stimpy. Was it done by the
Yeah.
same people?
Maybe I know the voice. Well, this is kind of all connected.
Maybe
here.
it was the same voice.
The voice actor Billy West did voices in Rugrats, but he also did Ren and Stimpy. He did both voices, and then he's also Fry and many voices in Futurama.
Oh, yeah. That guy
yeah.
who
He's
is
like one of the
Fry is the
biggest
voice of
voice
Ren.
actors.
He sounds like Ren, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of great stuff. And I learned, so I listened to an interview with him, and apparently he got his start in like local radio. He was doing radio, but after that he worked on the Howard Stern show for a while, and then he got picked up to start doing shows. I think Ren and Stimpy was before Rugrats, but Yeah, it was just like so weird. He did Howard Stern. That was such a weird. That guy's so creepy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was a good wrap up question. So
Yeah, good one.
take us off, TJ.
All right. Well,
The
thank you
stage.
guys. Thank you guys as always for hanging out with us and listening to us ramble on about whatever. And we appreciate you guys supporting our band for all these years. You truly mean the world to us. We couldn't do it without your support. Even just watching a stream, liking, sharing. Tell your friends about us. Tell the person that you loves punk rock or loves rock and roll that you love our band. And, you know, the Zombie Nation will just continue to grow. So thanks so much, guys. We will see you guys next week. And send prayers to Jonesey Cat's Kittens. And if you want to send Steve cigars, then we will send you his personal address.
Whiskey and cigars. There
Whiskey and cigars. We will provide you Steve's home address if you want to DM us. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody.